Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Sack here. Quick post on the firing of Derek Fisher, former NBA player, recently the head coach of the New York Knicks, supposedly fired by Phil Jackson. The point of these videos is to wake people up to what is really going on in these pro sports leagues. What the fans, the people who watch the games, follow the league see are athletic actors, coaching actors, frauds, fronts for a Masonic Zionist order. The powers that be that run these leagues are numerologists. They practice coding numbers into dates, into words, and they operate by this code. The firing of Derek Fisher was a firing by the numbers, just as the firing of David Blatt was and the return of Steve Kerr on the same day, which I'm sure sat curious with most NBA fans, even though they're not aware of these things, such as numerology and gematria. So if you haven't seen my video on the firing of David Blatt and the return of Steve Kerr, please check that out. This is something similar. I noticed that the article by Bleacher Report about his firing had 144K reads, and these stats that they put up are just bogus. They're often coded with the facts of the story. In this case, it's the firing of Derek Fisher from the New York Knickerbockers, and Knickerbockers in gematria sums to 144, a very special number in this study of numerology and gematria. I just got done with a video about the death of Monty Williams' wife at age 44, talking about the significance of 44 and 144. Derek Fisher himself is born on August 9th, the day that leaves 144 days left in the year. Also notice that he's born in the year 74, the word Masonic 74. No coincidence. It is the Freemasons who own this league, who operate by this code. Knickerbockers, the big way equals 144. The small way, it equals 63, both numbers with numerology of 9. Notice the name Derek Fisher in gematria also sums to 63, perfect for the coach of the Knickerbockers. His full name in simple English gematria, Derek Lamar Fisher, sums to 153. This is another very spiritual number, a very special number. In the Bible, there's the miraculous catch of 153 fish. Fish, Derek Fisher. This is also a number connected to 42, another special number in the NBA. NBA Finals equals 42. Freemason, the small way, equals 42. What's interesting about 153 is that when you sum the numbers 1 through 17, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, all the way up to 17, it adds up to 153. NBA has a gematria of 17. So does Mason, the small way. Derek Fisher, his last game coach as the head of the Knickerbockers, was on the 38th day of the year. The name Fisher has gematria of 38. This is the date of the Super Bowl where the team from Denver won. The last team Fisher coached against was the Denver Nuggets. See how this all comes together? All part of a big script. The Nuggets won 101-96. Nuggets has gematria of 93. This is a very special number in New York, as is the number 39, its reflection. The firing came on the 39th day of the year. Everything in New York is coded 39. The state name, the date of establishment. MSG, Madison Square Garden, where they play, has gematria of 39. Madison equals 39. James Madison in history made 39 proposals that became the Bill of Rights on a date with 39 numerology. The Masons and Zionists use the Bible as the playbook. In the Old Testament, it is of 39 books. Revelation, the final book of the Bible, is based on the 39 books of the Old Testament. Everything in New York is coded with the Old Testament and Revelation. The number 144 comes from the book of Revelation. The United Nations in New York is 39 floors tall. This coding is everywhere. Anyhow, Derek Fisher was fired after his 96th loss. He also lost with 96 points in his last game. Freemason, the big way, is 96. The small way, 42. Notice the Knicks lost with 23 points. 23, an infamous number in the NBA. Also, notice the Knicks had played 54 games when Fisher lost. Something I often talk about is the pairing of 54 and 93. This is a numerological pairing. They lost to the team with the 93 gematria. They lost in their 54th game. These numbers are synced up all over the place. A major example is the sun. Sun in gematria equals 54. They tell us the sun is 93 million miles away. These people are mad numerologists. I can't explain why they do this to so many things, but I recognize the patterns and I see how they're coded again and again and again. Phil Jackson is blamed for the firing. They're saying he decided it was time to switch things up. Phil Jackson in gematria equals 46. The date of the firing came on a date with 46 numerology. Remember, the last game played was on the date of the Super Bowl 50, the 46th Super Bowl of the modern era, where everything in the game was coded 46. Even the stadium, Levi's Stadium, equals 46. Again, Colorado, Denver Broncos won the Super Bowl. Derek Fisher's last game against the Denver Nuggets on the same day. They bring up the point that Fisher played 18 seasons as his career. Remember, Manning just finished his career in his 18th season on a date, as it happens with 18 numerology, the same day Fisher played his last game. The reporting says that fans were holding signs that said "Fire Fisher," chanting "Fire Fisher." Fire Fisher has gematria of 67, just like Knicks, what's on their jersey. They don't write Knickerbockers, they write Knicks. 67, another special number. He was hired June 10th, fired February 8th. A span of 86 weeks and 6 days. It makes me think of the term 86th, a term that originally comes out of New York in 1933, according to my research. 86th is the coach after 86 weeks. Kurt Rambis becomes head coach 83 weeks after being hired. 83 is the 23rd prime number. It's interesting to note that Colorado in simple English gematria equals 83. It was the team from Colorado, the last game that Fisher played. And again, 83, the 23rd prime number. The Knicks had 23 wins when he's fired. 23, a very special number in the NBA. Spike Lee and Phil Jackson, two Masonic actors. People that love deceiving the masses and benefiting from it. Notice the Knicks wear orange, Truth Seeker, as I routinely talk about orange, often a color of sacrifice. The Broncos 0-4 in Super Bowls when wearing orange. Now 2-1 when wearing white. This year, orange is the new black. Panthers were wearing black. Talk about these things often. Knicks usually not very good in basketball. Usually a losing team. Team that wears orange. So that's what's up with the firing of Derek Fisher by the numbers. You know, these guys are all Masonic actors. I personally hate Derek Fisher. I've always hated the Los Angeles Lakers. It's been so obvious for me my whole life how rigged it is for them to win. It's good to see them at the bottom of the league, even though it's all scripted. You know, I can't stand the people who cheer for these sports teams when it's so obvious it's rigged. I don't know how they don't see through the deception. I'm someone who grew up in Portland, Oregon. I still remember the Western Conference Finals, Lakers, Blazers, 2000. Blazers were up 23 points going into the fourth quarter. Game 7, about to go to the NBA Finals. And then what do the whole fourth quarter? Just shoot horrible shots. Don't play defense. Don't even try to rebound. Lakers come back. The infamous highlight, Kobe throwing the alley-oop to Shaq. Shaq running down the court with his arms in the air all excited. It's just so obvious. I don't know how anyone can't see the rigging. My friend in the room who didn't understand it was rigged was busy breaking chairs at the time. You know, that's what these leagues do to people. Get them angry, get them worked up, get them upset. Because people can't make sense of how their teams just fall apart. It's because it's all rigged. It's all scripted. It's meant to provoke you. These Masons and Zionists, they hate humanity. That's why they rule over with lies, deceit, tyranny. And all these people get paid millions of dollars to sell out their fans. Derek Fisher, the rest of them. They're all scum. All these athletes are scum, and kids look up to them. It's sad. Kids need to wake up. Start looking up to truth tellers. People who are about the truth. Exposing what's wrong in this world. Not the people invested in selling it out. All right, until next time.